Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to all of you. It's our daily show right here, RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere, everywhere you get the show. Thanks for tuning in. You know, I don't know. I'm just going to start off and complain. I don't know about you guys, but man, this weather is like kicking my butt. If Mike wasn't upstairs with his ibuprofen, I don't think I'd be doing a show today. I got the worst migraine, and it's this darn rain coming in. But they said that hurricane's going to be hitting us in a couple of days. We're going to get rain until Sunday, and apparently about 5 inches of it or so by the end of Sunday. So we'll see what happens. Then coming up on the show, Sydney's going to basically be my therapist as always, you know, with Blog Talk. And then, you know, I love Blog Talk because we always talk about the blog. Then for some reason, I always talk about what I'm dealing with in life. I don't know why. She has that effect on people. She'll join us and fill us in on her latest piece from her Riverbender blog, and always a great addition to the show. 10:10, Lacy McDonald joins us from Hainer Library, and we get a look back at 100 years ago in Alton. I love these weekly segments that Lacy's doing, and the weekly articles too. So we go a little bit behind the scenes and create some more questions about each piece. You know, I like that too. But at 9:03, here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you can join myself. And you can join 70,000 people in the know. Plus, sign up for your SMS notifications, or as we like to call them, text messages. All you have to do is go to RiverBender.com, text RB to the number that's provided there, and you'll be able to stay up to date in that fashion as well. We'll take you to South Roxana first. The South Roxana Police Department announced yesterday that the 15-year-old Jocelyn Luckenbill, who was reported missing, had been found safely located thanks to the collaborative efforts of multiple law enforcement agencies across Madison County and the state of Missouri. Jocelyn was found at a residence in South Roxana. Police Chief Bob Coles extended gratitude to community members and participating departments, emphasizing the importance of supporting struggling youth. Coles encouraged the community to utilize local resources such as schools, churches, and community centers. Jocelyn is now under local authorities' care, marking a positive end to this concerning situation yesterday. In Glen Carbon, the Glen Carbon police have announced that Scott E. Shaw, who was reported missing on September the 23rd, has been found safe. Shaw, 34, was last seen leaving his home on Glen Crossing Road around midnight. Described as 6 feet 8 inches tall, 240 pounds, officers were initially uncertain about Shaw's intended destination. No further information is being released at this time, but Shaw has been found safe. Scott E. Shaw has been found safe in Glen Carbon. James M. Witt, 58 of Dow, is now facing multiple charges after allegedly grabbing, pushing, and shooting at a victim. Here's what we know. Witt was charged with reckless discharge of a firearm, a Class 4 felony, and domestic battery, a Class A misdemeanor. On the 16th of September, Witt reportedly fired a shot at an individual entering another person's truck, narrowly missing the driver by 3 feet. Additionally, Witt is accused of grabbing the individual by the shirt and pushing them against a porch railing. He has been granted pretrial release with standard conditions, and a preliminary hearing is scheduled for October the 7th. All charges are based upon probable cause, and Witt is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also in the news in our Metro East Star region, of coverage, Felisa D. Harris, 44-year-old resident of Belleville and an employee at the U.S. National Geospatial Agency in St. Louis, has been indicted on 4 counts of interstate transportation of security obtained by fraud. Harris is accused of fraudulently applying for and spending over $20,000 in Paycheck Protection Program funds known as PPE for personal use between February and May 2021. She allegedly used misinformation to secure loan forgiveness. The charges highlight the ongoing efforts to combat BPP loan fraud, with potential penalties including up to 10 years in prison and fines up to $250,000. The investigation led by Defense Criminal Investigation Service agents. Also in the news, Congresswoman Mary Miller attended a Carrollton Community Unit School District No. 1 board meeting this week to support parents concerned about a book used in the curriculum. Parents argued that the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian contains language that mocks Jesus Christ, disparages Christianity, uses racial slurs, and describes obscene sexual acts violating community values. Miller emphasized parents' rights as a primary educators and called for better communication between parents and the district. She advocated for transparency and respect for parental decisions, urging the board to engage with parents to prevent future issues. Also in the news today, Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling experienced a challenging month. Denise Sparks joined us on the show and filled us in after a car crashed into their building at 2201 East Broadway in Alton. Owner Denise Sparks assures that the business is still thriving with a busy schedule with new services being provided. Sparks expressed gratitude to local responders and contractor Paul Yost for their quick assistance. She plans to erect a fence to deter illegal dumping and has applied for a TIF grant from the city of Alton. The business now offers new roll-off dumpsters and is expanding its team. For more information, you can visit sparksjunkremoval.net or call 618-781-1407 for junk removal services or 618-433-1128 for weekly trash pickup. The Meyer grocery store planned for the center lot of Orchard Town Center in Glen Carbon will be built later than expected. Here's what we know. The Glen Carbon Village Board has voted unanimously to extend the store's site plan, originally set to expire on October the 11th, 2024. They have extended it 1 year to October 11th, 2025. Community Development Director Erica Heil cited mine remediation issues as a contributing factor for this delay. Heil confirmed that while construction timeline will be extended, no other changes to the site plan were requested. The board previously extended the site plan for 1 year in 2023. We'll keep you updated as we get more details on the development of the Meyer grocery store. Also in the news, in our Glen Carbon area, a restoration project is set to begin that will transform a 2-acre plot at Joe Glick Park in Edwardsville into a native prairie habitat. Located at the southeast edge of the 42-acre park, the project's initial soil preparation will start this final full week of September. This initiative, led by Parks and Recreation Director Nate Tingley, aims to reduce maintenance costs and support local wildlife. The site will be seeded with nearly 40 types of flowering plants and prairie grasses in early 2025. Although the transformation will take about 3 years to complete, it promises aesthetic and ecological benefits for the community. Maryville Elementary School has been honored as a 2024 National Blue Ribbon School by the United States Department of Education. This prestigious recognition, announced by the United States Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona, highlights schools that excel in academic performance or significantly close achievement gaps among student groups. Maryville Elementary is one of 18 schools in Illinois and one of 356 nationwide to receive this award. Principal Doug Kirk and Superintendent Dr. Mark Skirtich praised the collective efforts of students, staff, and the community. The school is recognized as an exemplary high-performing school, showcasing exceptional teaching and learning practices. Finally in the news this morning, back here in Alton, food is loved. The Food and Culture series, hosted by Chef Lacy McDonald, has received 2 new Emmy nominations for episodes featuring James Beard, recognized chef Rob Connolly, and St. Louis's Crown Candy Kitchen. The nomination comes just weeks before the show's 4th premiere on September the 28th. How cool. Originally a PBS show, Food is Love now airs on KBSI Fox 23 and KPLR 11 and is now accessible via Amazon Prime TV, YouTube, and other streaming services. Season 4 promises a global focus, showcasing destinations like Peru and Denmark, while also diving into Sorensen's personal journey, including the emotional closure of his restaurant, Tom's Place. The chef and the general, if you remember our interview from a few months ago, will be on the show tomorrow, and we'll be talking about their projects here in Alton. We'll discuss Food is Love and discuss those 2 nominations, along with so much more, coming up tomorrow on our daily show. Let's take a look at weather, shall we? Man, it is starting to feel like fall down here. Now, I'm still complaining because humidity is literally at 98%. You know, it says 58, but it feels like 90 out there. Anyway, 58 degrees, it feels like 64. Humidity, 98% today. Dew point at 58 degrees. I'm telling you, it's going to be muggy. Today, warmer and less humid, though, with plenty of sun and some clouds mixed in, and tonight mainly clear, but get ready because we got more rain on the horizon Friday and Saturday. The air quality is good right now. 48 is what it's ranked in at. Grass is at 2, which is low. Mold is low. Ragweed low. Tree levels are low too, and the UV index today is going to be moderate. Temperatures will reach 76 degrees today. They'll drop down to 53 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, we can expect partly sunny skies, a high of 78 degrees, a low of 61, but on the next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we are going to see some rain. On Friday, a high of 74, a low of 61 degrees, a 91% chance of rain. On Saturday, another 91% chance of rain, a high of 70 degrees, a low of 61. On Sunday, a high of 77, a low of 59 degrees, with a 72% chance that more rain is hitting us in the 618. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather. You can also check out our local radar map that we have right here on the site that, man, is really accurate. Plus, you can call the landmark phone number 618-465-4545. This time it's powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Before I take a quick break, Making God Laugh is back on the stage starting tomorrow night. Yes, it is, and that's at Alton Little Theater. Plus, you got time to get tickets for the Rocky Horror Show. You got to be careful about that one. Directed by Becca Peach with permission from Concord Theatricals. Alton Little Theater is ready to have fun with this one. October the 25th, 26th, and 27th, and November the 1st and 2nd are evening shows at 7:30 p.m. There is one matinee for all the afternoon people out there like myself. November the 3rd, that's at 2 p.m. But there's a special one. This is cool. This is where I get excited. On Halloween night, literally Halloween night, October 31st at midnight, the special showing of the Rocky Horror Show at Alton Little Theater takes place midnight Halloween night. You don't want to miss it. You can get tickets one or two ways. 462-3205, that's 618-462-3205, or going to altonlittletheater.org. But everybody's excited about this one, let me tell you. And what I think's great about this, seriously, Alton Little Theater has such a great lineup of shows coming down the pipeline. I mean, they're really making their 91st season known. I mean, they've already had Oliver, Making God Laugh, which is really kicking off the 91st season, the Rocky Horror Show, plus the Best of the Best Broadway series, Kevin Frake's final show, A Christmas Carol, which I am so excited for. That's one of my favorite shows ever. Can't wait to go see it. Plus, so much more in 2025. You got to get tickets to all these shows because, number one, you're supporting local. Alton Little Theater is the oldest, most continuous little theater in the state of Illinois and one of the oldest, most continuous in the country. You have a chance to support a historic venue, and not just that, some of the best entertainers and performers from around our region. You know, they are bringing in folks from 2 hours away from the St. Louis stages, all coming in to give us that 2 hours of escape, and it doesn't stop. It continues this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with Making God Laugh, plus the Rocky Horror Picture Show starting October the 25th, running through November the 3rd with that special midnight show, October the 31st. You got to get tickets now because I'm telling you, these things are going to go like hotcakes. There will be no seats left. Call 618-462-3205 or go to altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org, and you don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. Oh, also, guess who's joining us tomorrow? Alton Little Theater, and we'll talk about all of that and more. Always looking forward to Theater Thursday with Lee Cox and the gang down there. Hey, we'll take a quick break, but let's take a look at downtown Alton, and we'll continue with more of our show after this.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
You. 9:20. 25th day of September at 61 degrees in Madison County. You know, I think that we should, this whole muggy thing is just getting to me, you know? It's just one of those things where it's like, can we move this rain and all this weather to like a weekend where we all can sleep in? I don't know. Sydney's going to have to fill me in on how she's feeling with the weather today because, man, I am just hurting. Hey, you can stay up to date all the time on our events by going to RiverBender.com/events. Plus, if you want to promote your event, you're like looking at the guy right now, CJ at RiverBender.com. Send me an email. We'll get the region to look at it and we'll have some fun. Hey, coming up on Friday at 7 a.m. at Legacy Golf Course in Granite is the 9th annual Holy Family School Golf Classic. That takes place at 7 a.m. on Friday. At 5 p.m., starting on Friday night and running through Saturday, the St. Ambrose Parish Apple Fest, the big one. I'm telling you what, that is a huge event, and so many people and all these families get together, and it's such a great thing to be a part of. If you haven't yet, go out and be a part of it, and make sure you get your wristband for those inflatables, too, that Brian was filling me in on. That's a great deal. $30 for unlimited inflatables all day long. That's a great incentive for so many. Hey, the Buzz Tones are at VFW Post 1308 at 7 p.m. on Friday night. Make sure you stop by and don't forget to tell them Riverbender sent you over. Plus, at 7:30 p.m., Alton Little Theater presents Making God Laugh. That takes place Friday night at 7:30 p.m. right there at Alton Little Theater in Alton. Also, coming down the pipeline on a Friday, you got the 40 Days for Life prayer vigil at 7 a.m. in Granite City. The Schreiber Farm subdivision yard sale starts at 8 a.m. in Bethalto. That's a big one. Art from the Vault takes place at 12 p.m. at the Weirhouse Museum building in Edwardsville. The Internal Spirit Holistic Fair, that takes place in Bridgeton, Missouri at the Machinist District number 9 Hall at 3 p.m. on Friday. At 4 p.m. on Friday afternoon, head on over to Frontier Park in St. Charles, Missouri for the St. Charles Oktoberfest. At 5:30 p.m. at the Gateway Center in Collinsville, stop by and be a part of the Night of Rock Stars. At 6 p.m. at Soul Sanctuary in Alton at Milton Schoolhouse. Women's Circle, that's a great group that just keeps growing. That's a wonderful event to be a part of. Plus, at 6:30 p.m. at the Edwardsville Moose Lodge, the Edwardsville Glen Carbon Habitat for Humanity Trivia Night takes place. On Saturday, oh man, the Land of Goshen Community Market at 8 a.m. in downtown Edwardsville. The Village of Elsa Fall Festival takes place at 11 a.m. in Elsa. At the Hamilton Primary School in Otterville, it's the Hamilton Primary School Festival. That takes place at 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. at Glazebrook Park, the Godfrey Fall Festival takes place. That's a big one, too. At 2 p.m., the matinee of Making God Laugh takes place at Alton Little Theater on Saturday. At 5 p.m., Apple Fest continues at St. Ambrose for that big one, and then Rum Boogie wraps up the big events for 7 p.m. start time at VFW Post 1308 in Alton. But, man, a ton of stuff happening, plus there's so much more. That Schreiber Farm subdivision yard sale continues at 8 a.m. on Saturday in Bethalto. Also, at 8 a.m., in Alton on Saturday, we all know what that is. The Alton Farmers and Artisans Market, man, that has grown to be one of the biggest farmers markets in the region. The St. John United Church of Christ second annual Fall Craft Show takes place at 9 a.m. at St. John United Church of Christ in Wood River. Tour de Milk 2024 takes place at Carlinville Plaza at 9 a.m. Riverside Flea Market at 9 a.m. at the loading dock. The 18th annual Great Mississippi River Cleanup takes place at 8 a.m. at the Lighthouse Park in Grafton. That Internal Spirit Holistic Fair continues at 10 a.m. on Saturday at the Machinist District 9 Hall in Bridgeton. At 10 a.m., fall in the plaza at the Ruby Wren Boutique in Godfrey. At 11 a.m., Unity Fest takes place in LeClaire Park in Edwardsville. Art from the Vault takes place at 12 noon at the Weirhouse Museum building in Edwardsville on Saturday. The Blue Moon Band has live music playing for you in Grafton at 4 p.m. At the Gateway Center, this sounds cool. Elvis Meets the Beatles, the live show at 6 p.m. at the Gateway Center in Collinsville. And then our Saturday wraps up with the Community Hope Center Trivia Night at the Knights of Columbus at 7 p.m. in Godfrey. And those are just some of the events coming down the pipeline. We'll have more for you in our comprehensive Weekend Go guide that is actually just an encyclopedia. On this date in history, we'll start in 2016. American golfer Arnold Palmer, who was just one of the prolific ones, man. He died at the age of 87. One of the most successful golfers and well-liked stars died at the age of 87 on this date in 2016. On this date in 1962, Sonny Liston became world heavyweight boxing champion with a first-round knockout of Floyd Patterson in Chicago. That's a big one. On this date in 1929, American journalist Barbara Walters, born on this date. And we'll get to some older ones for us. Philadelphia in 1777, then the capital of America, was occupied by British forces on this date during the American Revolution. And, in 1799, André Massena, French nobleman and general under Napoleon, defeated Russian forces in the Second Battle of Zurich. That happened on this date in 1799. And then on this date in 1066, Tostig, Earl of Northumbria, and Harold III, King of Norway, were killed in an attempt to depose Tostig's brother, King Harold II of England. So there's the big one on that date in pretty much ancient times, 1066. What about music? Music's got to have some good ones on it today. September always has some busy stuff going on. On this date in 2017, yes it is, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers appeared at the Hollywood Bowl in Hollywood, California. The concert would ultimately be the Heartbreakers' final show, which ended with the performance of American Girl. Tom Petty died of an accidental drug overdose a week later on the 2nd of October in 2017. On this date in 2012, Alpha, Lorenzo Walker, and Tamara Diaz were sentenced to 292 days in jail, 3 years probation for attempting to blackmail Stevie Wonder. The pair had created a video that portrayed Wonder in a negative light and demanded $5 million under the threat of releasing it public. The two men were caught in a sting operation. The New York Post reported that Sly Stone on this date in 2011 was living in a van parked in notoriously rough L.A. neighborhood of Crenshaw. The 68-year-old was quoted saying, "I like my small camper. I just don't want to return to a fixed home. I cannot stand being in one place. I must keep moving." That happened on this date in 2011. In 2007, the Foo Fighters released, I love Christopher Watt, released their 6th studio album, Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace. The album nominated for 5 Grammys, winning Best Rock Album, and was awarded the Brit Award for Best International Album on this date in 2007. On this date in 2000, Ozzy Osbourne formally requested Black Sabbath be removed from the nomination list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, calling the inclusion meaningless. Osbourne went on to say, "Let's face it, Black Sabbath have never been media darling. We're a people's band that suits us just fine." On this date in 1990, Dave Grohl auditioned for Nirvana and was instantly given the job on this date in 1990. On this date in 1982, this band was at Saturday Night Live, and they were playing, well, this song. Queen performing at Saturday Night Live on this date in 1982. They played Crazy Little Thing Called Love and Ice Ice Baby. Under Pressure. Sorry, I forgot about that one. Under Pressure and Crazy Little Thing Called Love were their live performances that night. On this date in, let's see, we got a couple more for us. Sydney's waiting. On this date in, okay. On this date in 1969, we'll end with this one. John Lennon recorded this track with Eric Clapton, Ringo Starr, Klaus Verman, and Yoko. Lennon presented the song to Paul McCartney as a potential single by the Beatles, but was refused and released it as a Plastic Ono Band single with sole writing credits to him. And on this date in 1969, John Lennon, released this song.
Can't see no future.
Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
$9:34. You know what I like about this one? You started off with the things we're supposed to be doing.
Started off strong with the things we should be doing, things we should get going to, and then I kind of subvert that and say immediately don't do it.
Well, I decided to knock on your door today and bother you because it's like the perfect article for a daily. I am just exhausted. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't know why, but I'm with you on that. I am tired and sleepy and ready to lie down. And so I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm chugging my energy drink upstairs. I gave up my caffeine thing a long time ago.
Oh,
That's gone.
Okay.
So I'm back
That's
to caffeine.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So what are you going to do?
So, do you ever have a lazy day?
Every now and then. So, yeah. So, what I wrote about this week was having a lazy day and enjoying it. So, basically, what happened was this past Friday, I realized that I had nothing going on. And, you know, just like, and it's not like, to clarify, it's not like my weekend, my social calendar is, well, I worked. That's true. But the evening was clear. And to clarify, it's not like my social calendar is bursting with plans all the time. Like, it's not like I'm a social butterfly by any means. But this was just a great opportunity where I had no plans and no chores or projects that were really pressing, so I just took the evening and did nothing, and it was wonderful.
Really?
Highly recommend.
So how do you de-stress in that situation? Because that happens, you know, where like I'll have a few hours at home, you know, and get to relax, but it's like by the time my brain's already going, but you got to get up at 5 tomorrow and 5:30, and you got to do this, and it's like, well, did you check that email before you left? And you're on the computer. See, I can't do that.
No, that's very real. There's a real side of that, and I'm not saying my brain was like quiet. Definitely not. I was definitely still thinking, but it's, you know, it helped to like, you know, just sit down. I put on some mind-numbing reality TV, which I got to recommend.
What's your reality show of choice?
At the moment, Love is Blind on Netflix.
Is that where blind people date?
No, but that'd be more interesting.
See, I always thought that was the show.
That'd be better. That'd be definitely better. No, it's when people. It doesn't really matter, but I'll save you your time and your brain
Do they
cells.
ever meet before?
They don't meet. They fall in love without seeing each other, and then they meet.
Oh, that's got to get great.
It's wonderful. I'll be
now,
honest
what
with you.
happens whenever that person is? Are they both never the same?
You mean like they're never the same as they pictured or that kind of thing? Yeah, often.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to do, I guess? But the thing is, not to get into a whole rant about Love is Blind, but just briefly, the thing is everybody's conventionally attractive anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of stupid.
Gotcha.
But,
so there's there's no different folks that are walking out there and part of the show. It's pretty much all model-esque folks.
All model-esque, all reality TV
See, that's
stars.
not fair. That's not real.
It doesn't get to the point of the show. So what are you going to do? But anyway, that's completely beside the point.
I'm watching
but
600 Pound Life. I love that show. I've
never seen that one.
That and 90 Day Fiancé.
90 Day Fiancé is really good.
That's a great one.
I hear that one's good.
It makes me feel better about who I am.
Do you ever watch The Bachelor?
No. I
that?
refuse.
No.
I know. I watch Steve Wilkos, though.
That's fair. You know what? I used to think I was better than The Bachelor, and then I watched an episode and I was like, actually,
but what's
this
up
is
with
pretty
the Golden
good.
Bachelor? You know, like I'm not dogging him
No,
because
let's
everyone
hear it.
needs love, but it's like the most ridiculous thing of all time.
It is. I watched that show too. It's ridiculous.
I watched 5 minutes just to see. I'm like, there's no way there's a bunch of older adults, and they did. I mean, and you know what I think's great? They all look better than I do, and it's like there's no
right?
way that these people are 65 years old.
They look amazing.
You know what
It's
I'm saying?
so
There's no way they're
impressive.
65.
And they fell in love, and I think they're still together. I don't know for sure. It
Now,
doesn't
do you
really
call
matter, but-
Dr. Phil a reality show?
You know, I try not to watch Dr. Phil
I
just
love
because it depresses me a little
See,
bit.
I'm a big like Dr. Phil, Jerry Springer. I love that
Really?
type. Oh, I want to feel better about who I am.
Well, that's true. It is
Yeah.
good for that, but it just makes me sad. Dr. Phil makes me sad. So.
Do you know you're a scumbag? You know, I just love that.
So that's what you got to do, CJ. This is my suggestion to you. Sit down, put on Dr. Phil or something equally dumb.
Judge Judy.
There you go. Just something you're not going to have any thoughts on, and that's the plan. So I got to recommend that every now and then.
So you have a good point. Even sleeping is just a waste of 8 hours.
Sometimes it feels that way because, like, I
It
don't know
is.
about you, but I have a lot to do, generally speaking. And
Yes.
so sometimes I'm like, wow, I have to sit down and sleep now. That's like such a waste of 8 hours when I could be doing other things
Well,
and getting
it's
things
like,
done.
do you trade the leisure hour for the sleep?
Well, I tend to, you know, I'll be honest with you. I tend to take the leisure hour. I scroll on TikTok. I waste my time, and then I go to bed, and I wake up tired anyway. So it doesn't even matter. But
Well, there's nothing better than a real like cozy night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, when you're able just to kind of relax, let the hair down, and so you're a pajama person. You like to hop in the jammies and watch the TV, huh?
the second I get home, I am in comfy clothes,
There you
and
go.
I am done for the day. So that's no matter what, I am ready to relax. Yes.
So a jar of Nutella and a spoon.
Yeah, so I recommend that too. Get your reality show going, get your jar of Nutella and your spoon or whatever your snack is, and then just sit and have mind-numbing evening. And that's what I did last Friday. Highly recommend, actually. It
So-
was very relaxing.
Mel, at one point in time, did you get bored of it?
Never bored, no,
Okay.
because I was like absolutely kind of thriving, to be honest with you, and just enjoying the hours of just relaxing and that kind of thing. But at one point, you know, you do these things, and I think there's real benefits to taking days to like rest and be lazy
do
and
nothing?
stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. But that guilt still creeps in, right? Where you're like, I should be doing this. Surely there's something I could still be getting done. So that definitely hit.
My thing's the regret because I'm always like the next week I'm like, man, if I would, because I do that all the
Yeah.
time. Like when we do weekend shows, I'm like, I'll take the Saturday afternoon and go relax and all that. And I'm like, man, I should have kept working because I could have booked shows and I could have gotten this done. And now here you are on a Monday stressing out about next week and you have
Yep.
no reason to. It's just not fair.
It's not fair, and it's not ideal either, because because at the end of the day, probably things are gonna be fine. Like, I try to remind myself of that too. Like, when I'm feeling guilty for not like doing a million things, I'm like, okay, probably this is gonna be fine.
Right,
Like, this
right.
is gonna work out one way or another. But it's still, that guilt creeps in. So I don't know how to. If you figure out how to get around that and just enjoy relaxing and stuff, you let me know, because I haven't figured it out
Now,
yet.
what does your social calendar normally look like on a weekend? I'm curious.
Yeah, well, to clarify, it's not birthday ghosting, but every now and then I do see friends,
Neither's
which is
mine.
nice. Yeah. And so every now and then I do manage to see a friend or two, which is really nice. And so maybe one night I'll see somebody or hang out with some people, which is fun. Nice to try to
Do you
stay
go
busy.
out to places or you just go to their house?
It depends. Sometimes go out, sometimes stay in.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on what kind of weekend you want to have, I'll say. And you can probably relate to that too. It depends on how are you feeling about wasting your Sunday the next day of getting up and getting going.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. I can't even go out on Saturday because once I do, it's like you're just hungover Sunday. You ruin the day, and then you're back to work Monday. So it's got to be either Friday or bust if I do go out anymore.
See, I disagree with you a little
Really?
bit because on Friday I'm exhausted from the week anyway, so I'm just done. So on Saturday, I've been told actually by my friends that I am more enjoyable on a Saturday night.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I am totally more enjoyable on a Saturday, but if I go out, I gotta be like a Friday. Otherwise, it's just over.
No, that's actually I get that because on Sunday, I'm just gonna say it. Sunday is just the Sunday scaries kick in.
Yeah.
You're just kind of done with the weekend anyway. So, and that's not the way to view it. Like that's not a good way to view it because you still have a day to like hang out and spend time with people you love and that kind of thing. But I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Sunday. The week. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, my problem is too, have you ever done this when you want your lazy day, but you don't, you think you know exactly how, you have it planned out, you're like, I'm going to watch, all the Harry Potters or whatever.
Oh, that's so fun.
But then you start watching, you're like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, and then you're like,
That is like the worst. That is the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's like, then I obviously don't need this day.
Well, I don't know about that, but you're allowed to take lazy days. But I don't know. There definitely comes a time where you're like, what do I want actually?
Exactly.
Like, what am I actually like hungry for in this case of just like, do I really need like this time off or what do I, the guilt creeps in. It's
does.
very real.
Now, do you watch commercials?
I'm on Netflix a lot of the time.
So
I just
were you
get
watching
through.
Netflix Friday?
I was watching Netflix on Friday, so highly recommend.
That's the
just
way to
getting
do it,
through.
yeah. For a
I
lazy
think
day.
so.
Commercials are not for lazy days.
Just kind of ruins the vibe.
Yeah, it does.
But, in the 21st century of this world of streaming and stuff, if you can get around commercials, I'm always down to get around them. So that's just me. But that's another instance of me being lazy where I'm just ready to, like, again, no thoughts in my head.
Well,
Let's just
you have a
watch.
very zen statement in here. Someone once said that time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. I mean, that is literally meant for a mug in like one of those live, laugh, joy pictures or whatever.
Absolutely. Isn't that pretty? I don't know who said it. Some people said John Lennon said it, but, whoever said it, I don't really care. I'm just going to say it again because I think that they're onto something. And I enjoyed my wasted time on Friday night. And I would argue I didn't waste it because I hung out and had a nice time.
You did.
So, you know what?
And
There
you
we
didn't have
go.
Yoko Ono near you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a win all around.
So, question. Did you watch one show the entire time or did you bounce?
No, I watched one show the entire
Really?
time.
Now that's impressive. Now,
Thank
what do you do to eat?
What do you mean, say more? What do you mean?
Oh, I guess that's true. So, like, if you're lazy, and you don't want to... See, I can't even... Like, I Uber Eats it that day.
Oh, that's fair. Well, see,
Like-
and I live a place where they don't have that. So I live far away from everything.
You don't
so-
have Uber Eats?
No, it's too far away from everything. So, no, we don't have DoorDash.
I'm very
or-
sorry
Thank
for
you.
you.
No, I'm jealous when you talk about it. It sounds wonderful.
Oh, my God, it's
but
amazing.
It sounds so
11 in the
enjoyable.
morning, 1 in the morning, it's going to get there,
I'd waste so much money. But no, that being said, I live out in Brighton, so we're too far away from that kind of thing. So instead, I just graze all night. So Nutella
Go out there and
a
graze.
spoon. Yeah, I just look what's in the pantry and I say, we're going to make this work. And so it all works out.
Bringing the Brighton out.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
There you go. But you know what? Nutella is a great comfort food. I didn't know you,
Right?
but I didn't know that. I guess I'm just new to this. Because I've discovered Nutella recently.
Highly recommend.
Well, not I've rediscovered it. I didn't know it. Like, it's not bad when you just eat it by the spoon.
No, it's pretty
not,
good.
Like, not too much.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty good. It's pretty rich, but I'll say I highly recommend. Or I don't know what you dip your whatever you dip in your Nutella or whatever. But for me, I'm a toast gal, so I
See,
will
same.
eat a lot of toast
Same.
with Nutella. It's really good.
Toast is like an underrated thing.
It is.
There's nothing wrong with just toast and butter on there.
Absolutely, it's so good. And every now and then, I don't know about you, but I go through phases where like of food and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll just be hanging out, and then for like 2 weeks, Nutella and toast is like the meal.
Or like honestly, mine's the cinnamon bread.
Ooh,
Like you put,
That's
or you
good.
just put cinnamon sugar on the toast and you call it cinnamon bread and call it a day.
That's
but that's
really
what I
good.
kind of do. Man, my phone is bustling today with excitement.
popular.
I'm telling you.
very popular. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, we have more guests coming in tomorrow.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah.
That's a good time.
There you go.
You're
Sorry,
busy.
guys. Man, my phone's. I'm telling you, it's just been one of those days, and I'm tired to deal.
And I'm tired. No, it's an exciting time all around.
So, do you think that you should do this once a week? Like, what do you advise? What is your lazy day? Is it once a month or is it once a week or?
I don't know. I think it's different for everyone. Probably the healthy answer is that it just is like it depends
For you though,
on
like,
who.
are you do you like to do it once a month? Or do you like to do it once a week? What is it?
You know, I enjoy like, and I'm gonna clarify. Like I have like fully lazy days every
Yeah.
now and then, like maybe once like a month, like a very
Like a true
lazy
day.
afternoon,
Like
day.
a whole day?
That'd be nice.
Because you don't have that. See, that you don't really have. That's not a
That'd be
lazy
nice.
day.
Yeah,
All you're
that's
doing
true.
is just recharging your batteries after work.
I guess that's true.
You know what I'm saying
I
here?
gotta rethink the premise of this entire vlog. Yeah, I don't know. Because I guess that's true. I guess that I do kind of just take the lazy evening rather
Which you
than the
still
lazy day,
need.
which is good. I highly recommend
We
that.
just need to get you a full 12-hour day.
Likewise. No, I think
Yeah.
that a full 12-hour day sounds
November.
really nice. That sounds good to me. I
November.
look forward to it for both of us.
It'll be
good.
November. We're gonna
It'll
get
be
there.
good. It'll be
Thanksgiving.
good. Yeah, Thanksgiving. I can't believe we're already in fall. And
We're getting
we just
there.
talked about it, but it's happening.
But it feels like just the worst outside. I have been the biggest complainer the last 2 days, and I get it, but it's like it is the muggiest it's ever been.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like it's cold, but it's not cold. It can't make up its mind.
That's
And then we're
very
going to
true.
get rain for 3 days.
I am kind of done with that, and I'm happy that it's sunny out right now.
So I actually want the rain.
really, you're
Hear
one of
me
those
out here
people.
because the grass is really crunchy right now. It's brown in my
true. Well,
yard.
that's
like,
true.
well,
That's
and
true.
too, I was an idiot and I cut it whenever I shouldn't have cut it because
Mm.
I didn't want to have to, I was like, oh, I'm going to get it done right away so that way I can just make it easier on myself with the
Absolutely.
once a weekend thing. Not good.
I get that.
It
I
was
get that.
dead. My yard was killed instantly.
I'm so sorry. Well, maybe it's gonna be resurrected with this
Well, no,
rain.
you know what I did is I went
Yeah.
to Scott's online. They have this new thing, and this is going to be important in a couple of years for
Yeah.
you. And it's like a subscription, like Birchbox is. So they still have
cool.
those. And you like they send you in all the fertilizer you need for that certain period of the season.
That's actually kind of awesome.
So I want my grass to be the greenest of it all.
I could see that for you. I could see you being like a very proud homeowner where like
Oh,
your
God.
home is like.
Don't say I'm one of those people.
No, in a good way. In a good way. In a good way. Where like your home just looks really nice. I could see that.
I have
for you.
nice flowers.
I imagine.
Except my
so.
sunflower died the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's very
okay.
sad. End
So,
of summer.
Getting back to your lazy day,
Yes.
lazy evening, we got to refine this. What do you honestly? If you could order any food you could, what would the meal be for your lazy day?
Okay, you know what? I have an immediate answer for you. You know, an Applebee's, and I know we can fight Applebee's. We can talk about. I see the judgment in your
I'm not
eyes.
judging you. I'm just questioning.
No, but Applebee's, their boneless wings are so good.
They are. They are good.
And I know it's all just microwaved. Like, I understand
I'm not
that,
arguing that
but
point.
It's so good. And so that's what I would order.
Just the chicken wings.
Just the chicken wings and, like, french fries. That would be the
So
ideal
hear
meal.
me out here because I'd never get an entree at Applebee's. It's out of principle. I refuse to get an entree at Applebee's.
That's fair.
But I love their appetizers.
They're so
because all
good.
appetizers are anywhere just frozen.
No,
They are anyway.
absolutely.
It's not like anyone's doing anything differently. It's just a different sauce. So I get like the appetizer sampler platter
Oh,
all the
that
time.
sounds
Oh, it's just
delicious.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Hey, we haven't celebrated Sydney's 2 years, John. Year. We got to go to Applebee's.
Hot take. Yeah.
We'll go to Applebee's for lunch today. I'm going to get this going. John, I know you're watching the show. We're going to get Applebee's for lunch today. So what are you working on this week?
This week, it's a busy time. We got all your stories from your Troy show, which is exciting. Bless you. Oh, my, bless you.
I sneezed so hard my headphones almost
I'm
fell off.
so sorry about that.
Man, I'm sorry. I bombarded you guys with a bunch this last couple of days. I hit you with like 14 different interviews.
No, well, that's exciting, though. It proves that we got a lot of, like we always say,
We
there's
work.
exciting things happening in the community.
All
So
the
it's great
time.
to see. So that we got student spotlights coming out and hitting. It's exciting times all around. We're getting toward the end of the month, so getting a few things out and finishing up strong of September, and then gonna dive into October all ready to go. So it's a
We're
good time.
almost to cruise control. Central Time, Sydney. November's going to come, the second week of November, and then December's going to hit, and we're going to be chilling until January, and then it's going to be lights out again. But that's okay.
True.
We have with the horizons there for you in the news team.
I look forward to it. No, it'll be good. But no, it's a good sign to see everything going on with the community. We got some great things happening in our community, so it's the coolest thing ever.
What are you writing about next week?
Next week, who's to say?
Are you going to take Mike's advice and do a day in the life of Sydney?
I don't know. Would that be interesting
I'm
to
going to
people?
send you the Family Guy episode of A Day in the Life of Stewie.
That would be
And maybe
interesting.
that'll give you some is I think what we do is we just give you a GoPro and we strap it on like your shoulder here or something, like make it invisible, and you just walk around and write about the day after you watch it.
That'd be very fun for everybody. I'm sure everyone would find that fascinating.
There'd be a lot
I
of
doubt
people that have to be censored on that one.
Yeah, I doubt people would find that interesting, but maybe they would. I don't know. If people would find that interesting, and then maybe that'll be fun to write about.
Totally.
Yeah. Good times.
100%. 9:51, little bit of change. Sydney, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Take a quick break. More Daily Show on a Wednesday right after this.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hey, I want to thank Mike upstairs. I mean, seriously. I don't know if you're watching this yet, Mike, but You know, if you guys notice, it has been so much easier. We've added some new fonts now, and they're a little bit bolder. So, if you're a little bit, it's always been harder to read screens, even for me being younger. But man, this new font, I love this boldness to it. I can read it. I mean, just easily. It's awesome. Man, I love this. Okay, hey. Let me do some reading now because I'm excited. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineer River Project and the National Great Rivers Museum thrilled to announce its inaugural. Halloween event, Haunted Night at the National Great Rivers Museum, set to take place on Friday, October the 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. Nestled in America's most haunted small town, this festive fall event promises a night filled with thrills, chills, and family-friendly fun. The public invited to visit the National Great Rivers Museum for a wide array of family-friendly yet spooky activities. To kick off the Halloween season, visitors can enjoy haunted dam tours from sunset to dark, offering guests a chance to travel 80 feet, to the top of the Melvin Price Loxon Dam above the Mississippi River at night, a rare opportunity. For those interested in a more frightful experience, Haunted Night at the National Great Rivers Museum will also feature a haunted tunnel tour into the depths of the dam. This 90-minute tour will take a group behind the scenes of the Melvin Price Loxon Dam, through the gallery tunnels, machinery rooms, and into the cave-themed overlook. While the haunted dam tours offer throughout the evening are accessible and open to all, the haunted tunnel tour is not ADA accessible and is only available to U.S. citizens due to military regulations. The haunted tunnel tour will begin at 5:30 p.m. and will require advanced registration as spots are limited. To register for this one-time opportunity at the event, visit the link that is on the RiverBender.com article. I would give it to you, but it's one of those, it's a rebrand link and it takes a little bit. So just go to the article and click on that link and it'll take you to directly where you need to go. In addition to the haunted tours, guests will find ghostly fun throughout the museum and a variety of educational activities designed for all ages. Highlights of the evening include free animal presentations by Treehouse Wildlife, a free screening of the classic Hocus Pocus, campfire area for sharing ghostly tales, trick-or-treat activity stations, a costume contest led by Bobber, the water safety dog, owl pellet dissections, and more. Additional activities will be available throughout partner organizations, and just going to be a really great event. Damn It Joe's Barbecue will also host a pop-up tent providing some great food and beverage options. The National Great Rivers Museum, located at 1 Loxon Dam Way in Alton, 62002. For additional information, contact Corinne O'Brien, Park Ranger and Event Coordinator, at 636-312-5501, or just listen to our interview tomorrow because she'll be joining us at 10:30 as we talk about the upcoming events, including this one. At 9:59, as we're rolling around to top of the hour news on this 25th day of September, let me fill you in on Village Dispensary, where every day is a special elevated experience. I'm telling you, I love this place. Love those people. I love the fact that they are the nicest folks in the world. You know, because customer service is a dying art, but not at Village Dispensary. They have the friendliest staff. You walk in there having the worst day of your life, and you're going to walk out with a smile on your face. They really want to make your experience the best. And it's in a variety of ways, whether or not it's because of you being a first-time cannabis user and you needing a little bit more education and kind of nervous, they're going to make you feel good. Or if you're somebody that's an experienced individual and you're ready to keep rocking and rolling, they're going to make your experience fun, quick, and to the point and get you in and out of the door. That's what I love about Village Dispensary. Their inventory is so vast. I'm telling you, you've heard me say it time and time again. It is an inventory that would make Snoop Dogg jealous and make Willie Nelson blush. I'm telling you, just go to villagedispo.com, click on their inventory, see it today, and don't forget to tell them when you go pick up an AeroPod, you tell them CJ sent you over their way, because it's a joint effort. Hang out with Allie and Allison as well this Friday at 9 a.m. as we talk all things Village Dispensary. Top of the hour news hits you in the nose next.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
I don't need you to worry for me, 'cause I'm all right. I don't want you to tell me it's time to come home. I don't care what you say anymore, this is my life.
10:03, welcome back. Daily Show hitting you in the nose on a Wednesday morning. It's the 25th day of September, a muggy one, too. Man, oh man. Hey, wanted to fill you in on top of the hour news now and make sure you're signed up for our daily email update and all of our breaking news alerts. And you can stay up to date and never miss out. We'll take you right to what you need to know first. The South Roxana Police Department has announced that 15-year-old Jocelyn Luckenbill, who was reported missing on September the 24th, has been safely located thanks to the collaborative efforts of multiple law enforcement agencies across Madison County in the state of Missouri. Jocelyn was found at a residence in South Roxana. Police Chief Bob Coles extended gratitude to community members and participating departments, emphasizing the importance of supporting struggling youth. Coles encouraged the community to utilize local resources such as schools, churches, and community centers. Jocelyn now under local authorities' care, marking a positive end to this concerning situation. More good news in the Glen Carbon area. The Glen Carbon police have announced that Scott E. Shaw, who was reported missing on September the 23rd, has been found safe. Shaw is 34 years old. Officers were initially uncertain about his intended destination. No further information is being released at this time, but the community can rest assured that Scott E. Shaw of Glen Carbon has been found safely. Also in the news today, James M. Witt, 58 of Dow, now facing multiple charges after allegedly grabbing, pushing, and shooting at a victim. Here's the latest. Witt has been charged with reckless discharge of a firearm, a Class 4 felony, and domestic battery, a Class A misdemeanor. On September the 16th, Witt reportedly fired a shot at an individual entering another person's truck, narrowly missing the driver by 3 feet. Additionally, Witt is accused of grabbing the individual by the shirt and pushing them against a porch railing. He has been granted pretrial release with standard conditions, and a preliminary hearing is scheduled for October the 7th. All charges based upon probable cause, and Witt is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also in the news today, out of Belleville, Felicia D. Harris, a 44-year-old resident of Belleville and an employee of the United States National Geospatial Agency in St. Louis, has been indicted on 4 counts of interstate transportation of security obtained by fraud. Harris is accused of fraudulently applying for and spending over $20,000 in Paycheck Protection Program funds, also known as PPP, use between February and May 2021. She allegedly used misinformation to secure loan forgiveness. The charges highlight the ongoing efforts to combat PPP loan fraud, with potential penalties, including up to 10 years in prison and fines up to $250,000. The investigation is being led by Defense Criminal Investigation Service agents. Finally, in the news today, Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling experienced a challenging month after a car crashed into their building at 2201 East Broadway in Alton. Owner Denise Sparks joined me on the show to assure that the business is still thriving with a busy schedule and new services being added. Sparks expressed gratitude to local responders and contractor Paul Yost for their quick assistance. She plans to erect a fence to deter illegal dumping and has applied for a TIF grant from the city of Alton. The business now offers new roll-off dumpsters and is expanding its team. For more information, you can visit sparksjunkremoval.net or call 618-781-1407 for junk removal services and 618-433-1128 for weekly trash pickup. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. We'll take a quick look at our weather. 65 degrees, and I bet when I click on this, it's going to say it feels like 72. Oh my, right on the dot. 65 degrees, it feels like 72. That's not scripted. That was just a guess. I'm going gambling today. 65, it feels like 72 today. Warmer and less humid with a blend of sun and clouds tonight. Mainly clear. Air quality right now is at 51. That's getting up there now. It's still at moderate levels. Grass is low at 2. Mold is at low levels at 0, ragweed low, tree levels low. The UV index is moderate as well. Temperatures will reach 77 degrees today. Now, they'll drop down pretty low, 52 degrees overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 78, a low of 62 degrees. And on Friday, a 91% chance of rain, a high of 74, a low of 61 degrees. And on Saturday, a spitting image of Friday, a 91% chance of rain, a high of 74, another low of 61 degrees. And on Sunday, a high of 77, a low of 59 as we head back into Monday. But that's the look at the rainy weekend that's awaiting us. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather, or you can also call Time and Temp, the landmark phone number, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Lane, your local State Farm agent. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in on Hainer Library. Lacy's getting ready to join us for On This Date 100 years ago, and always looking forward to her insights. But, you know, every day is special at Hainer Library, too, because it's a door. It's a door to unlocking your family's history and genealogy in the local history department. It's a door to unlocking adventure and all the books and novels and ebooks and audiobooks that await you. It's a door for your children to understand that the library is an institution to help them with their teen advisory groups and their kids groups. I mean, there's so many great things about Hainer Library. All you got to do to go learn more is by clicking on HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. If you want to get your library card, go on ahead and click on the How Do I tab. After that, you'll click on the Get a Library Card tab. You'll click On that information, put your address in, you'll put your name in, and voila, you're taken care of, and you just got to go pick up your library card and unlock all the benefits that await you. That's HanerLibrary.org, HanerLibrary.org, and get started with your journey to Haner today. We'll take a quick break, but before we do, we'll take a look at downtown Alton and see how everything's doing on this Wednesday morning. Looking for a fun free day out with the family? Head to the Mississippi Earth Tones Festival at the Alton Amphitheater Saturday, September 21st. From noon to 10, enjoy 100 booths with environmental education, interactive art experiences, and performances, along with great local food and beverages. Emerge in the art, food vendors, and music, and be heard by celebrating our incredible river. It's free, it's fun, and it's happening Saturday, September 21st at the Alton Amphitheater.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet. I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Played Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Played Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
As they drag you by your feet, but the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round, you go back.
Hold on, I haven't even sat in my chair right yet.
Trouble with that today too. I had to adjust it a little bit.
How are you doing, Lacey?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, you know, always good to see you.
You too.
We were just talking, like last week.
Yeah, like we do.
We had a busy segment last week.
Oh my gosh, it was like bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. Good luck keeping up.
And we barely got to talk about that bum.
We barely got to talk about the Ocean Wave,
that
premier entertainment from 1924.
You just wait. Whenever time travel happens, there's gonna be a lot of people fasting forward just to hit me in the mouth. You know, just all these people from 100 years ago are just gonna say it's on sight, son. We're gonna wait for you, pal.
I thought you were gonna say people were gonna go back in time to ride this thing, and I was like, I don't know about that, CJ, but maybe.
I think that was the problem the first time. So how's everything been at the library?
It's been pretty good. We have a couple programs coming up that I wanted to highlight.
Please do.
Okay. Our newsletter is coming out later than expected. I'm sorry about that for everyone that looks forward to it. It will be out. But in the meantime, I wanted to let you know that we have 2 programs next Wednesday, October 2nd. One is at the Alton Square Library, the performance space upstairs. And that one is on American Gothic, the painting. And Grant Wood did that one, and Dee Kilgo is going to be talking about that from 6 to 7:30 next Wednesday.
She's good.
She's amazing. She's so knowledgeable. She's really funny. She tells about the context behind artwork. So, you know, she'll talk about how something was made and the artist, but she also talks about what their influences were, what else was going on in that time period, so you actually understand why these paintings were being done the way that they were.
Right.
So,
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's next Wednesday, October 2nd, 6 p.m., Alton Square Mall. And then the same night, we have the Haunted Hainer program going on. Yeah.
That's with Odyssey Tours,
That's with
isn't it?
Alton Odyssey Tours, yes. So that's from 7 to 9. It's going to start at the Genealogy and Local History Library. And I'm going to talk a little bit for like 15 or 20 minutes or until they drag me off the stage because I love talking about the history of the library. I'm going to talk about the history of Hainer from the 1850s to the present.
Oh,
so
really cool.
Just brief, but about
The
how it started.
best of.
Best of, yeah, the highlights for the last 100 and however many years. But so I'm going to talk about that really quickly. And then I think Marlene Lewis is going to talk about, from Alton Odyssey Tours, is going to talk about some of the other history of like why Alton is known as the most haunted small town in America. And then we're going to have time for people to go around. Oh, and the Alton Odyssey Tours is going to talk a little bit about just like ghosts one-on-one is what it,
that's
what
cool.
it was. Like, what do you do when you go ghost hunting? And then people will have a chance.
What do you do if you encounter a ghost?
What do you do if you encounter a ghost?
Hey, howdy, half the road's yours. Make them feel at home.
Yeah, right? Like, well, actually, Marlene and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago because we did a little bit of a walkthrough, and I asked her about that because she'd been saying, you know, like if you ever encounter anything, you just make sure that you yourself are like grounded and you feel confident and like nothing's gonna hurt you.
I wouldn't do good in ghosts.
Yeah, I'm more of a frantic kind of person. But,
I am an all flight, no fight type of guy, Lacey.
yeah, so we talked a little bit about that. So she's going to do a great job. Caleb Lewis, Diana Kay. I think all of them are going to be there.
What time does that start again?
That is from 7 to 9 next Wednesday. And then we're going to do some hunting, some ghost hunting with the tools that they bring, both at the genealogy library and the downtown library. And people don't have to stay for that. If they just want to, learn about the library,
get the knowledge,
learn about ghosts, get the knowledge, and then leave before anything weird happens, then they can do that too. So it's whatever people are comfortable with.
Have you ever ghost hunted?
When we did the little walkthrough, I got to use the machine, the electronic magnet. It's like it's not EMT, EMG, whatever the machine is where you can check electromagnetic energy.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know nothing about ghost hunting. So what is that? Like, does it just tell like the electricity in the air? Like,
it tells a change in electromagnetic.
That's wild.
Energy.
How do people do?
forces.
Now, see, isn't that wild how someone can create devices for these things?
Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of things, it's like it was invented for something else, and then
it just made sense.
Yeah. So, the Alton Odyssey Tour people know a lot more about what that's
we don't have
called,
the
for
terminology
instance.
for you
Yes,
today.
no terminology.
It's
but
a dreary Wednesday.
well, and if you come, you don't have to know anything either.
Yeah, that's the fun.
I don't know anything, and I'm going to learn.
Well, that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
To really, and actually, what I think would be cool is just to go, and especially with you being downtown, who knows what you pick up?
Well, and that's the thing, too. There's so much history in these buildings, even before they were what they are now, like what used to be there. I think there might have been a saloon at the downtown library, not like as it is now, but a previous building. And I talk to my library building because even if there's nothing there, and who knows, there are just so many people that have contributed over the years, and what it stands for is so beautiful. So I just am kind of like, thanks for everything, everyone.
You're nice to the ghosts.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm one of those guys. Okay, have you ever had I had this dream once where all of a sudden, and I just watched Insidious, the third one.
Oh,
those are pretty good, and
yeah.
I guess it's starting to get spooky season and all that. So I'm sitting there. I had this dream one time where a ghost was chasing me, but you know how in those dreams you always run super slow?
Oh, yeah.
And you're always going to...
Yeah.
For some reason, I got this ghost kicked my butt. And I mean, just walloped me. And I was like the guy that has lost a tooth, bleeding out of his eye. And I will never forget screaming at that ghost in my dream going, bring it on, we'll do it again. And I just think it's stuff like that. I would lose every bit of a paranormal hunting thing. I wouldn't be able to last because I'd instigate it, then get hurt big time. It's true.
Going against supernatural forces and bring it.
That's what did in my dream. I was like, let's go, you son of a gun, and all that. And it didn't work well for me. I woke up in a very sweated sleep.
I don't watch horror movies.
You don't?
I cannot watch anything.
I can only do it if the sun's
all.
out.
Yeah.
So seriously,
yes.
when I say I'm watching Insidious, all those, I'm doing a thing where every time I get home from work, I watch at least some scary movie or horror movie because I do like them when I'm with people in a crowded area, but not whenever it's 7 o'clock at night and I'm alone with myself or my dog. Nico's a good dog, but he ain't stopping Michael Myers.
He's gonna save himself.
Yeah, he would too. So all that comes down the pipeline. What days are those again?
Those are both Wednesday, October 2nd, so a week from today. And American Gothic is from 6 to 7:30 at the Alton Square Mall Performance Space, and then Haunted Hainer is from 7 to 9 starting at the Genealogy and Local History Library, and then going to the Downtown Library for the second part.
They just said that new hurricane just hit Category 1 status.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry that was just breaking across the wire.
It's been a rough year for Florida.
That whole Midwest Gulf.
Yeah, the whole Gulf.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Well, you know what wasn't brutal?
The band concert.
That's right. Oh, you're getting it now. Yes, the band concert. The first band gave its first concert on September the 19th, 100 years and 6 days ago.
Yes. At noon.
At noon.
At noon, yes. Yeah.
In an hour and 26 minutes.
Get it down to the seconds. Yeah, I was really excited to work on this because as soon as I saw the headline that said Alton High School Band plays first concert, and I think that's, AHS Band plays its first concert today. I was like, oh, this is what I'm writing about. There's no question this week.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because it's really nice to be able to write about something that's still meaningful for people today.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
the origins of it. I mean, the Alton School District has such a strong music program, and we're very lucky to have such great people working on that now. So, yeah, getting to go back and see how it all started was really fun.
That is really cool. Well, and honestly, I mean, how did one orchestrate a band whenever there wasn't a band before?
Well, okay, I know that Mary Josephine McGuire was the Alton supervisor of music in the schools, and she wanted to start a band. So the first person she hired, and from the way I've read it, and he's the one, we have a picture from the yearbook, from the 1924 yearbook. So he's the one pictured in the yearbook as the first director of the band. But I did a little bit more research on him because he only stayed for a couple of months. But he was a trombonist from the pit orchestra of the Hippodrome Movie and Vaudeville Theater. So I kind of think that they like convinced him to do this. I mean, he seemed to do it happily and do it well, but he was not a teacher that was already in the school district or that was hired for this position. He was a professional musician that was brought in to create a band. And then just a couple months later in June, B.L. Johnson was hired as a teacher, and part of that as a music teacher, and then part of that was to create a band. So yeah, they practiced for a couple months, and then their first concert was on September 19th.
Man, and you know what I think? Just you posting some of those pictures of the Tatler pages, you know how much differently those looked. And Helen Hammer had a heck of a track record on her. With what she had Elocutionist, she'll be famous far and wide. In a castle she will live.
Yes.
And splendor she will ride.
Yes.
Now, did she write that?
I don't think that they wrote their own. But somebody had to have written them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what being on the yearbook staff then was. You had to be a poet, so you could create these.
I wouldn't have lasted. I wouldn't have lasted.
Yeah.
I would have aired out everyone's dirty laundry.
to take your revenge.
Yeah. So, the band directed by B.L. Johnson.
Yes.
35 members of this
Yeah.
band. That's a pretty proficient group.
Yeah, especially since they had just
that's
started.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Was music instrumental back in the 1920s and all that around here? Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, music was really big, both as entertainment, as there were several music schools.
I'll be
then
darned.
all the times we've talked about like a band playing at this event or this event. So music was very much a part of life in Alton.
Did they just not have a band at the high school because no one had thought about it yet, or was that not a thing?
That's a good question. I think that they just needed to get organized.
Gotcha.
This is early enough in Alton High's history, which, I mean, we have yearbooks from 1905 on. So this Alton High had existed for 20 years just in yearbook form by then. And I don't remember when the new high school was built. So it could have had to do with expansion and stuff, because the first couple yearbooks are tiny and the graduating class would be a very small number of people. So it was growing and growing. And so I think this is probably around the time when they actually had enough students to form a band that would be impressive at pep rallies and other events.
That's right, and they wouldn't take away from the crowd. We can't put them in the band section.
Right. Like you clear out the bleachers to form the band. You don't want to do that.
So, it was a very well attended show?
It was very well attended. So the first official concert was a concert for their classmates during assembly period. So 35 members present for this, and the director, B.L. Johnson, played a cornet solo, and I looked up what a cornet is. It's kind of like a trumpet, but smaller and shorter, so it's a horn. And then student Helen Hammer, who you mentioned, gave several recitations.
What's that mean?
She stood up and gave a speech, like memorized something like a poem or a sonnet, something literary, and then presented
Man,
it.
I
to
just,
the audience.
we are in a whole different ball game, aren't we? I mean, that used to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because we still do that, but it's not
Yeah.
like, you know, I mean, that's, you know, a cherished moment, because I'm sure people were like, oh my goodness, this is great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for
yeah.
my generation, it would kind of be like, okay, like, where's the video at? And let's hit play on this. And then we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know what that would look like
Yeah,
today.
you know what I'm saying? It's just
Uh-huh.
very fascinating to see what that would correlate to in today's, like, you know, breakdown of what activities were.
Right, you show your TikTok that you
Yeah.
made about the pep rally. I don't
She
know.
starts dancing randomly. You know?
Well, I mean, there's still things like speech competition,
Yeah.
and like my daughter is working on a Robert Frost poem at school
Is
right
she
now.
really?
Yeah,
That's actually really cool.
Yeah,
Really
so,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, in the Alton School District in 4th grade, so there's still some there's emphasis on literature in that way. But yeah, I don't know if at a pep rally now somebody would get, and it doesn't say what the topic was,
Right.
So I don't. It could have been, you know, about Greek mythology for all we know. So
Now, was Marquette around when they were?
I don't think it was. I don't think it existed this early, but there were also several Catholic schools that existed that don't anymore.
Really? See, I didn't.
Yes.
That's very like
Yeah.
St. Pat's was
Yes,
around.
exactly. And I don't know when they started either. It's bad because I just know when we have
Yeah,
yearbooks.
no, it makes sense,
Like
though,
I have yearbooks from Marquette starting in I think the late 1950s, but that doesn't mean it didn't exist before.
That's
that.
what's
It just means
wild
there's
to
no
me.
yearbook.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just wild to me because you think about it. Not a lot of small towns have you know, this amount of, you know, resources and people that are willing to share these things and
Yeah.
find out all this history. And for some, it's just a word of mouth thing. I mean, for being in a digital age, for so many towns, their history is kind of forgotten or not as accurate because of those things.
Yeah, especially if it hasn't been preserved.
Yeah.
In like, if you have a whole bunch of newspapers, but you haven't had the funding to microfilm them and then digitize them, it's a whole lot harder to find anything. Where I can just type in the date I want to look for, and then stuff pops
You got
up.
a little
and,
like little ruler and you're flipping the page, just hoping you aren't breaking it. I mean, honestly, it just shows you how important this stuff is.
Yeah.
So I love the solo that he gave. Oh, so me. That's a great song. And
you know that song?
Oh yeah, it's a big Italian song.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Would you like to sing it
No,
for
I
us?
would not. You can listen to the American version. It's Now or Never by Elvis. That's
Okay, perfect.
so on the 26th of September,
Yes.
which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh man, we were just right in between, weren't we?
Well, it was published on the 19th, so it was exactly the right day when it was on the website.
That is, see, that makes, no, I'm talking about for now, though, because this is the 25th, and on the 26th.
Well, right. So, yeah, tomorrow will be the anniversary of
The first pep meeting.
The first pep meeting, yes. And so part of that was the band held a contest with the students to see how much it could drown out their singing. So I guess they just played as loudly as they could.
Oh, my God.
And the students sang as loudly as they could. And then they tried to see who could be louder.
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
So they performed a new song.
Yes.
Football Heroes.
Yes.
And this was actually made by an Alton High student.
Yeah. Yeah. Pauline Bugg, who I also put the little excerpt from the yearbook on there, and her little poem says, "Happy as a lark, busy as a bee, best pal you can ever have, try it, you'll agree." And I'm very confident they put the part about bee because her last name is Bug, and I'm sure that by the end of her high school she was tired of people just making up insect poems about her
She
name.
didn't look very happy in her yearbook picture. I think that the poem does not equate the picture. I don't know if anyone's related to her, but my takeaway.
She's a serious songstress. You have to.
I love it.
Lyricist.
You're right. She's in her medium right now. So, so this is what I think's wild. This is where my mind just doesn't think. The pep rally was held in preparation for the first game of the season against Maplewood High School at Maplewood, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
How did people travel that far?
See, well, probably on those cinder roads we've been talking
But
about.
I mean, like, did they take a bunch of cars?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
They could. I want to say they could have taken a train or streetcar, but I don't know what the.
Yeah, like that's what my
the
thought
routes
was. Would
have
it have been a
been.
streetcar? But that's something I would never even think about because Maplewood's not 20 minutes away.
No, and I actually you might have seen me frantically looking for something on my phone before we came in here. Yeah. But what I was looking for was the list. It was 10 games scheduled for the football team. And so I wanted to be able to tell you what all the games were. So the first one was Maplewood, Missouri. The next one was Greenfield, Illinois. That one was held here. I talk about that a little bit in the article. But then Granite City, Edwardsville, Belleville, Root House, Collinsville, Webster Groves, Jacksonville, and then the annual Thanksgiving game against Western Military Academy.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it also wasn't the sort of, some of them, you'd be like, okay, they would still play them. But yeah, it was like they would challenge each other to games. So it wasn't necessarily this set, like, here is your schedule handed down from, I don't know, the athletic director.
And IHSA and all that.
Yeah, all those organizations. It was literally that it was either the Maplewood or Greenfield team, like, challenged them.
I challenge you to a game, you see? Oh my God.
They got on their radios and said it in their old timey voice.
But I mean, honestly, like, I am very curious on how they got to games that far, because Root House is that's a haul from Alton.
Yeah, and I don't think there'd be a streetcar.
I don't think so. So would you take like a horse and buggy if you don't? Because your car ain't gonna make it on those roads in Root House, would they?
Maybe. I don't know what the roads.
Gosh, we need to know this. It's not. We gotta go back in time. That's it. That is it.
I know, like, I never would have said that if I had the chance to go back in time, it would have been to 1924 Alton, but now it would be.
Now it is. I gotta know. I mean, it's just like what I think. It seems like there was a lot more. Maybe I'm wrong. It just seems from like the writing and even some of the wording and all that there, like, the students had a lot more like school pride. I'm sure we have it now. Like, my class was kind of half and half, but like they really like seemed to really like live for the pep rally.
I think they really enjoyed the pep rally, but also there wasn't a lot else going on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
actually, that's a great point.
Yes.
Go to the pep rally or read.
Well, in the pep rally, actually, I don't know what time the pep rally was, but that first concert they had was during assembly period, so they all had to be there anyway.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know if the pep rally was after school or before school or during school or what.
Huh. So the band's uniform.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Why don't you like it?
Why are they wearing blue?
Oh, well, maybe it just looked really good.
Can't happen. Red and white, red and gray. White trousers or skirts, blue coats, and a red and gray cap. That's cool, though. I mean, what? Now, what? Do you have a picture of the uniform?
You know what? I should have gone to the 1925 yearbook to see if they had the pictures yet.
Yep.
So maybe. We probably do at some point. I don't know if we have that very, very first one, but I'm very confident that we do have pictures of uniforms. I actually have some from the 1970s where the band was getting new uniforms, and so there are a bunch of pictures of their new uniforms in our Illinois Digital Archives collection. So yeah, we've got the whole, I don't want to say the whole history of Alton Band, but we have a lot of photographs and articles and other things about the band over the years.
Why do people look so much older in 1924?
Right?
I'm like, I'm online now. Like, look at this, Sarah. I just clicked on your link here. Here's just some of this. We're just going to take a quick glance, okay? This guy is 40.
Okay. So it's not just the 20s either. Like, so Lauren, our cataloger, one of her very favorite things to do is look through the yearbooks when she's cataloging them, and sometimes I'll send her pictures from old yearbooks when I'm going through things, and it's not just the 20s. Like,
really?
There have been hairstyles in the past where you would have sworn that everybody was just like a middle-aged secretary with the hairstyles they've got going on. So yeah, they do look older, but also part of that is just the way that their hair was styled, the way that they were dressed.
What was her name, Helen? What was her last name? Was it Bug? Who was Bug?
Oh, Pauline Bug, Helen Hammer.
So guess what I just stumbled upon?
What?
Look at this. Her brother Harold, potentially.
Oh, yeah. Bugs was his nickname. I'm not surprised. And one fun fact, these are actually their junior year photos because both Helen and Pauline were actually graduating the next year. So I found their senior year photos in the 1925 yearbook, but they were kind of like Bugs's, where it just said what they what they participated in, and I thought the poems were a little bit more fun.
Every day in every way, he is getting brighter and brighter. That's not a very good poem. I don't know if I'd want that for me.
Well, maybe brighter, they didn't mean smarter. They meant just like he's coming into himself and being a person we like.
I like your thoughts there. I'm always so negative. I'm always so negative. A man who blushes is not quite a brute.
Yeah, I'm sure there's so much like slang and like
I don't even know
weird
what
context.
Yeah.
Right, that's the thing. Like
that's what I find so fascinating. Because for all the people like that are older out there that go, I have no idea what half these kids are saying. In 1924, great grandma was saying the same stuff, just in a different way.
Yes, it's everything always repeats.
It does.
And then the older generation is like, I can't believe young people today. And then they. They were doing the same, not the same things, but their own version of that when they were young.
Like,
so.
I could go through this yearbook just for the quotes.
Oh, it's fun. And there have been clubs that formed that we never figured out what they were for. There was one in the 1940s. A patron was asking about this club. I don't even remember what it was now. And we couldn't find anything ever about it. And it only lasted for 2 years. And I don't know what it was about. That's a digression. But yeah, there's all kinds of interesting stuff in the yearbooks.
Like fair words never hurt the tongue. What does that even mean? He says 1,000 pleasant things, but never says adieu.
Okay, I don't understand that part.
This is my favorite one.
Go.
This is my favorite one. I am all the daughters of my father's house.
Now I want to look up if she had siblings or not.
Right. Was it because she's his only daughter?
Right. Or it was like a pointed sort of barb at her sisters that she actually had. Who knows?
How forcible are right words? Think about that one 4 times.
I will ponder that all day.
So how many events did the band have their first year?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. They had these two at the end of September. And then I did see an article about them performing for like the school board. They were out in the community. They did a lot of things both in the school and outside of the school, like in support of the football team, in support of sports, but also were their own force to be reckoned with on their own. And
I'll be darned.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that's
really cool.
Still, yeah, like the Alton High Band and the music program does support other things, but is also its own entity that is really impressive.
Well, it's just honestly, Alton High, you're right, music and arts, they're really doing some good stuff. I mean, they got some good things. Christy does a good job touring. I'm really a fan of her. She does the theater and all that for Alton High School. Wonderful.
Yeah, and Laurie Plummer. We were just at the Nature Institute for the...
Oh, how was In Harmony with Nature?
It was wonderful. Yeah.
Good turnout?
Yes, we've gone. This is the 4th year we've gone. I think that's every year. But I'm just always so impressed with that. And it's such a fun event for kids because then they can see, a little bit older kids playing instruments. You're outside. So, yeah.
It always just pisses me off because I can't play an instrument to save my life. And I get jealous really quickly. So I'm like, why can't that be me?
Maybe you just need...
The only talent I have is talking. That ain't a good talent. That ain't a good talent. I could do a lot more with a guitar, Lacy, is what I'm getting at here. And
just bring it on the show and start practicing.
Oh my God, they would shoot me the moment I walked out of this door. It would be on sight. But with that being said, what'd you write about this next one?
I wrote about a runaway train in downtown Alton. No one got hurt, so no one needs to worry. Yeah. Are you disappointed?
I was hoping for some action, No.
Enough bad things happened.
Did you see that? Before I let you go, I was going to ask you about this for like a month and a half, and I'm now thinking about it. There was a photo that was posted of and this isn't 100 years ago, but Alton in the 70s or maybe late 60s, early 70s, maybe even early 80s. But it was a PV mill, when it was still PV, and there was a train, an actual Metrolink train going through Alton, and apparently everyone thought it was fake, but it was real because I guess they had to reroute the train for a second and they had to move it around somewhere. You have to look into it.
It was a St. Louis Metrolink train?
It looked like it was a train. It was definitely a passenger train.
I don't know.
I'll just send you that picture. It's
picture.
it's really, because anyone looking at going, there's no way, because we never had, all these trains. We never had a bunch of train traffic or whatever. And they were like, no, they rerouted it one day for something that happened, and it was a great shot. I'll send it to you. It's a really cool one. I don't know. Sorry, I was just ranting because I haven't said that in 3 months. I've been thinking about it for weeks. I'm like, when I see Lacy next time, I got to ask her about it.
Well, there's so much random stuff. Yesterday, I found a picture of a mastodon tooth, just somebody holding a mastodon tooth in the 40s. And so I went to the Telegraph and found when they found the mastodon tooth, and there was a whole article about it.
Where'd they find it?
I don't remember.
That's going to be in
Alton.
Lacy's new series, Alton 80 years ago today.
It's just whatever I want at this point.
Lacy, thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, man, you got to get it back. It's 10:45.
That's all right.
Oh,
we open at noon on Wednesdays, so I can stay all morning.
Oh, well, there you go. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new, too. We'll take a quick break at 10:44. We'll come back with more right after this on Riverbender and Roku.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Dibs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show. Hey, while I have you, wanted to play this for you. This was a conversation I had with Don Muschel, who has just been wonderful with us at the Troy Chamber of Commerce. And wanted to play that for you now as we are getting ready to wrap up. But we had a great time out there. You'll see coverage on it, and we'll take you right back to it.
Daily Show. Here's CJ.
And nothing is right. Oh, wait, sorry. Don, welcome back.
We got Barry Manilow lovers here. We're fan of those people.
Oh, man, how are you doing today on this Saturday?
It's beautiful. I asked for good weather. I wasn't sure I wanted it to be like 102, but
man, you ain't. My hairspray's running.
I'm telling you, I got it right here. Look at this. I'm glad we're. Yeah, it's. I'm gonna. Can we edit my hair? Cause yeah.
This has been great.
Hey, Kelly.
You know, honestly, the ribbon cuttings were so fantastic to see the representatives from all over the county coming in and being a part of this.
Yeah.
What's that mean for you guys to bring that spotlight to downtown Troy today?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to give all the credit to Al Adamite, who is the Jarvis Township Supervisor, who helped, and he's been the biggest help for this event. And he wanted to make sure we had a ribbon cutting for solar, and he said, let's combine it all. I said, well, let's do a chamber ribbon cutting. And then we did. And so it really came together. I love seeing so many people going in and out of our downtown businesses. As you can see, we got a little bit of construction going on.
You guys did a good job. Whenever I opened the show and we were kind of getting all wrangled on in here, I said, guys, I mean, for construction and for, I mean, let's be honest, in this area, it's so, we don't have a lot of space to work with.
That is correct.
So for you guys to make this efficient, I mean, not dangerous at all.
No.
Very safe for everybody and their families to come in and be a part of. This is perfect.
We have the crossing guards so for safety. And, you know, the thing is, we're going to have to all learn how to drive downtown because this really hasn't been a crossing street. There hasn't been a ton of business, but the mayor of Troy, his big thing when he came on was, let's build downtown, and we are building it, you know, in the middle of construction, but it'll be done in December. And if you come down today, we have the Chamber Mobile as your shuttle. It doesn't get better than that.
Good AC in that chamber.
Good AC in that chamber mobile.
Needed on a day like today.
Speaking of good AC, have you been into the gaming truck?
Okay, so I've been talking about this. I haven't been in yet, but fill me in on what's going on inside. What type of games?
Well, I am not a gamer, and I tried playing Mutant Ninja Turtle, and I got beat up by the little guys in there. And the kid said, you've never played before. No, I haven't. But it's 60 degrees in there. That's why I loved it. But you get to play as long as you want, and they have probably 40 games. And then outside they have Mario Kart. It's all free. We took care of it, and they're a chamber member, and it's just a wonderful day. Now, I asked him the age group, and he said 8 to 12, and then adults.
Oh, wow.
Adults like this gaming stuff, so.
Yeah, well, and that's what I think's great, too, is just every group that's walked by, Dawn, has been families or just multi-generational, and that's what I think's great because, you know, no matter what, and this is what's so important about small business, is the fact that, you know, Grandpa was going into, you know, Jim's Hardware, and now the son was, now the grandson is, and guess who has been supporting their Little League team for 40 years? Jim's Hardware.
Yes.
You know, and just to celebrate that here today is really special.
The Koenig Country Market down there has mums, and they're beautiful, by the way, $15.
Oh, wow.
But his $15, but they're huge.
That's what I thought. You said 15, and 15. I thought that's cheap.
And it's a generational thing. So his, I believe he said his daughter and son-in-law and grandson run their actual business. So it's multi-generational. You got to love that. And we wanted to make sure that everything down here was homemade and was artisan-driven. Our food trucks are fantastic. You got to have some pork.
Oh, we're getting there.
Yeah, you got to have some
pork.
pork.
We're getting there. What I was hoping for is, you know, Charles and I always talk. We always like to get the food vendor on because a lot of times, Dawn, they like to do a live taste test to tell everyone how great they are.
On it.
Well, and you've been an executive director for 24 years.
24 years.
And how has the chamber, and not only the chamber, but this area grown together symbiotically in that 24 years?
So, you know, we started out as the Troy Chamber of Commerce when I started, 111 members. Then we became the Troy area because a lot of people wanted to be it. And then I said, wait, there's nobody in Maryville. Wait, there's no chamber in Marine. Wait, there's no chamber in St. Jacob. And now we're all of them. 48% of our members are within those 4 communities and 52% outside. And I say, you want to do business anywhere, come join our chamber. Check us out.
That's a great stat because, I mean, those 52%, that's a number any chamber would have because that shows the true economic impact that can be generated.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I love my job. I have a passion for my job. If you got to love this job, I'm telling you, you have to.
Well, and you really do, and that's what we were talking about with Carol earlier. Was, you know, we've been a part of a lot of organizations, and there's nothing wrong with any of them, but there's a uniqueness to your guys' chamber that makes you stand out. There's that X factor to it, and what do you credit that to?
I think, you know, I meet with every single chamber member when they join. We learn 2 or 3 things about them. So if I run into them, I know they have a son that plays soccer, and we know that they've been in business for 23 years. And we work really hard to ask them, what do you want? This year was education. 2 educational events a month, and it's all free.
You can't beat it. Well, and another group that I saw's banner up was the CEO group.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, again, we were talking to Carol about that next generation, and to have them a part of this so they can see, you know, what they have the chance to be a part of in 5, 10, 15, or who knows how many years, and keep that ball moving.
Weren't you a CEO kid?
I was.
Man, wasn't that the best
It's
ever?
a great group.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, and take me through the partnership you guys have with the school district.
Oh, goodness. Well, first of all, we live on their property.
Yeah.
At the high school. We have a cute little house, and we love it. And we work with the school district in giving back. So they use us if they need 100-gallon jugs cleaned. That's what they needed. Or they need a sponsorship, or they need speakers. Whatever they need, they call us. We make it happen, whether we do it or we have any of our members do it.
And see, that's one of those things that I think makes it such a full circle group. It's not just, you know, going and having lunch. It's not just, you know, going and talking and maybe doing an after hours. I mean, it's truly getting into the grooves of the community and uplifting it
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Well, and we were talking 12 months to prepare this thing.
Yeah. We picked this date last year. And of course, you know, weather has not been our friend. Mother Nature does not like us.
It's not here.
But today, all I did was say no rain, and I got no rain. Now I'm sweating like a crazy woman, but that's okay.
Look at that dog. Look how
you know,
cute
this
that
kind
dog.
of event, to reserve the ones that you want, the food trucks you want, you've got to go out that far. So.
Well, and you know, with that too, it's not just, it's so unique with having that electric car show.
Yeah.
How did that kind of develop?
Al Adamite, man. And he said, we're going to have an electric car show. And you know, I said to him, because I know nothing about it, do we need to provide electricity? And he rolled his eyes and said, no, we're good. I had no idea. I didn't know what it was, but guess what? We have a Hummer. Yeah,
Hummer?
some kind of Hummer. I don't know, it's kind of EV Hummer. But we have, I think, 20-some, and it's right on the other side of City Hall, so the east side of City Hall. And so we have them come out and take a look. And, yeah, apparently, I can't wait to go because I have no idea what I'm looking at.
What time does that run for?
12 to 2.
12 to 2. And what I thought was cool about this, too, that darn Cybertruck. It made it look like a military vehicle.
I know. I don't know what that is.
It's intimidating.
It is intimidating. It's like out of Back to the Future movie. Like I was like, dude, that's like what the heck?
I just watched that Civil War movie on HBO Max. And I'm like, oh my God, that's pretty close, you know?
Yeah,
Now, John, what's your favorite part about being the director of this chamber? Because I mean, to be here for 24 years, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be. There's got to be a really good X factor to this job.
Do you know how many people I've met in 24 years?
Tens of thousands?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
without
not
a
even
doubt.
being funny about
Without
it.
a doubt.
Because you've written books and spoke at all these different events, and you make it a point to speak to everybody.
I try. You know what I love today is there are so many people I don't know coming down here, and I'm like, okay, we marketed well, apparently, but I love meeting people, don't get me wrong, but I see a lot of chamber members coming today. I see them down here just supporting the chamber, and 40 years is a long time, and you know, I've been here 24, so there were people before me that made this chamber great, and our board of directors, I've had I'm on my 13th president, and you know, my goal is to make them look really good. That's my goal. I tell Carol that. I want to make you look really good.
Well, and, you know, speaking of that, too, with seeing all those new faces, you know, I'm sure, you know, when just like with any organization, when they peel back that curtain and see, you know, the components that really drive the community with these, you know, charitable contributions and these fundraisers, plus just morale-boosting days like this, because these are the days that you can't put a value on.
No, you
because
can't.
no matter what drama's going on or you name it, coming down here, you see each other, you're going to smile, say hi, and have that cordial community moment.
Absolutely. And think about our businesses in the construction. I want people to know we have businesses downtown, and they are amazing. These are people who have went out on a limb to open their own business, put their own money into it and their time. And they have built some of these, or the buildings have been there, but they recreated them. And I want people to know we got some stuff going on downtown. And
how long are we going to be out here having fun until today, Dawn?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, and then how many vendors do we have to see?
Well, all of our vendors will be here till 2, and our food trucks will be here till 2.
How many do we have?
Oh gosh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. We have 16 businesses downtown. We have 8 vendors. We have 7 food trucks establishments.
Wow.
And then we got the car show at noon. But yeah, this is a long time.
Gaming
planning.
vehicle all day?
What?
Gaming vehicle all day?
Gaming vehicle to 1, and then they're heading to 2 more events.
Good for them.
Oh.
Now, how is it for the city to have of Troy to have this spread out so people can see all the different aspects of downtown and the surrounding area?
Well, kudos to the city council and the mayor who wanted an event downtown. Now, when I planned it, I didn't realize we'd be going through construction, but honestly, it's perfect for our downtown.
Yeah.
And they gave us tourism funding and said, what can you do? And this is what we did.
I love it. I just love it to death. And now, take me through the passport component of this.
Yes. So you pick up a passport at our registration. You walk downtown. Every business has a little passport. Passport. Bring it back, and you get the chamber cookie. I'm going to make sure you 3 get a chamber cookie. And they're beautiful from Silly Grandma's. And then it goes into a bin, and at 1:45, we're going to pick 3 of those passport books. Each person that wins gets $100 worth of chamber gift certificates. That can be used for gas, food, doctor's appointments. We don't care as long as it's on the list.
That is incredible.
Yes.
Just incredible.
Yes.
And now, if someone wants to join this growing chamber, how do they do it?
Well, I'm going to give you the phone number. You ready?
Do it.
We're old school here. 618-667-TROY.
What's that?
618-667-TROY. 8769. How about you? It's old school, man. Some people don't even know.
Well, you know
that.
what, though? Think about this. I was just having because we have small business owners on all the time, but the art of answering a phone is like Americana at this point.
Well, we have to, and I'm nothing against our interns, but they did not grow up with a cord on a phone. We have to do that training. We have to help them. It is so intimidating, but we just say, answer it, and we'll help you.
I love it. Dawn, keep up the great work today.
Thank you.
We're going to have more conversations as the next couple of hours keep rolling on by, but Dawn, great job. Hats off to you.
Al Adamite, we got to.
Oh, yeah, Al,
I'm
thank
go
you
get
so
Al.
much. Yeah, get Al.
We got Doug coming.
Just a little bit of a taste on what's coming down the pipeline. On the next couple of articles on Riverbender, you can watch that on demand until tomorrow. Just try your best to stay out of jail.